Welcome to Double Drivel, an NBA podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of Double Drivel. We are a weekly podcast offering a fan's perspective on the news and issues surrounding the NBA. Thank you for joining us. My name is Greg, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, JT. You can find us on Twitter at Double Dribblers or email us at doubledrivelpodcast@gmail.com. JT, what up, my friend?
Greg, what's up?
Not too much. Big week in the NBA. I mean, we say that a lot, but I can't believe the amount of news we have.
News everywhere. We gotta get into it so we can figure it all out.
I want to start right off with the biggest news that I think we all agree with is Blake going to Detroit. Now, we got proper music bed for this kind of thing going on. In the city. We got our good friend Rod Stewart playing in Blake Griffin going to Detroit. Were you shocked?
I was shocked. I mean, we're fucking. They traded 5 people for this guy. 5 people. And the money he makes already, Greg, his fucking contract is retarded. He makes something like $31 million next year, and then it's $34 million, and then it's $36 million. It's like, who's paying for this? Who's paying
Did
for
you remember? Did you remember that they signed a contract, a 5-year contract with him this offseason after they lost Chris Paul?
Yeah.
I had completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, well, at that point, they were all in. They were all in on Blake Griffin.
Blake's going to retire a Clipper for life. Yeah. Now he's a Piston.
Oh, God. It's like, all the basketball stuff aside, let's do a word association game. Would you play if we did that?
I'd love to.
Okay, so I say something, and then you say things that you associate with that word. Okay?
All right, how about 2? How about you say something, and I'll give you 2 words that I think of that.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's begin. Detroit.
Shithole. Is that 2 words? Nah, we'll count that as 1. And sad.
Jeez. You're fucking really making this about
I wasn't going to bring it up. The first thing you said was Detroit.
All right.
I heard something the other day. I'm going to get this out because Detroit, I heard something the other day that they shoot more dogs in Detroit than any other place. Not like hanging out shooting dogs, like in police incidents and other things. More dogs get shot than anywhere else. I can't feel positive about Detroit. Now, Blake, are you a part of that? Do you condone this, Blake? We don't have Blake on record how he feels about all the dog murder in Detroit.
You know, if I was doing this, I would try to look through it in a more positive way. I was thinking more like a blue collar.
Right, how about we
gritty.
switch sides? All right, I will start over here. We'll say, okay, JT, we'll do some word association. Here's your first word: Detroit.
Yeah, blue collar and grit, cold.
Yeah. Not sad shithole.
Full of dog murder. Okay. Now let's do LA.
Okay. Sun.
Yes.
Ladies.
Yeah, that's good. Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Warm.
Yeah.
Warm. What, I don't see how someone that is so aligned with LA and that lifestyle and you're going to go to Detroit now? How's that going to go? What do you do over there?
How do you think his status is going to be on the commercials? He does a lot of commercials. He's a popular guy.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Well, who's hiring him now? Are they going to fly him in from Detroit? Do they even have a direct flight? He's going to have to connect through somewhere to get to LA? I don't even know. I mean, it's not a good life he's living now.
All right, so Blake Griffin got traded to the Detroit Pistons for Avery Bradley, Tobias Harris.
I didn't comment on this before.
Boban, motherfucking last name not saying Boban. a first round pick and a second round pick.
That's disgusting.
And when you take Blake Griffin, you take his huge ass contract that never ends and just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
So you have a guy who his injuries and his contract are only destined to get bigger and worse. And you take him and give 5 people for him, a second round and a first round.
How does this work if you're Detroit? If you're the team that took this deal in and you cook this up. So you're like, Blake Griffin makes a ridiculous amount of money that grows every year like a fucking like an avalanche coming down a mountain, and his knees are probably gonna get better, and his ankles will get better, and he won't get hurt as much, and he'll start like dunking like he used to, but hasn't for a couple of years now. I just don't know how you do that. Like, what are you thinking?
Can I boil it down in a very dismissive way? We got an injured ginger with a cancerous contract. Would you like him?
Injured ginger.
Like, I mean, that's what they have. They got an injured ginger with a cancerous contract. It just keeps growing and gets worse and worse.
And they have a new, they got a new stadium, Little Caesars in the Detroit. That's what's.
I think there's probably more people in the local Little Caesars in Detroit than in that stadium.
They need something to pay for that arena. They're putting all their chips on Blake to pay for the new concession stand.
I don't know. It's just sad.
If you're the Clippers, you take this deal every single time. Every single time.
I think so, but the GM of Detroit, isn't it Stan Van?
Of Detroit, is he? I don't know.
He's the coach. I think he's the coach and the GM. So he did this to himself. He's got nobody to blame when he's looking down the end, and he's like, I used to have 5 dudes sitting down there. Now I got Blake Griffin laying across all 4 or 5 chairs because he's injured. Oh my God.
Yeah. You do it every time if you're the Clippers. I mean, because you're not going anywhere with Blake in LA. That's over. And you know what happened? You know who officially fucking pulled the plug on Lob City, Greg?
Oh, Lob City. R.I.P. R.I.P. Lob City. Big ups.
ISO Joe Johnson. He stole their hearts in the playoffs, and the Utah Jazz, they officially put them fucks out to pasture. So that's when it all was downhill at that point. So
he took away their destiny of losing to the Warriors in the playoffs like they always do. So
playoff wins are playoff wins. You gotta, you take them and fucking sit on them. So the Jazz killed Lob City. Let that be known and remembered.
R.I.P. baby. R.I.P. Not that I want to.
Last thing for
please.
Me. Go.
Yeah, go. I
was going to say that a backcourt, and this is if LA decides to stick with Avery Bradley, and Patrick Beverley's not playing right now, but because he's injured. But that's a fucking defensive backcourt that could be very fun to watch. I think should that be who LA sticks with next season. So again, Clippers. You did the right thing.
People were talking some shit about Avery Bradley today. I did not hear one positive thing about Avery Bradley. Like,
what did they say? What did they say?
He's just a guy. He's just nothing. I mean, maybe he's okay in Boston. He certainly hasn't been on Detroit. He's nobody. He's a whatever. Guy's a nobody. If
looks could kill, Avery Bradley has the look of a fucking killer. I mean, he looks like a guy that would snatch your chain.
100%.
And I like him. Fuck people. I like him.
A lot of hate. All right. Like I said, I don't want to move on. I love the story, but we got a lot of ground to cover here, and we got other good stuff. We have the Cavaliers, who are a goddamn disaster. But I'm going to lump them in with another team, the Wizards, just for this segment. As two teams that have had team meetings. Now, I always laugh. I couldn't imagine what these team meetings are like. You think, as far as the Wizards, you think John Wall standing up on a chair being like, yo, everybody, listen to me. And they're all like, yeah, all we do is listen to you. All you do is talk. All you do is run your mouth. We're tired of listening to you. And the best quote was from one of the other great players on the Wizards. I'm sure we have it around here somewhere, which is Bradley Beal, who was like, we certainly didn't make things better. We may have made things worse. That's crazy. And then the Cavaliers have a completely different problem because nothing came out about the meeting making it worse, but I don't think it made things better. And I think if you're to the point you're having a team meeting, you know shit is not going well. And shit is not going well in Cleveland at all. Drama City.
Cleveland's a disaster, it seems, right now. I thought would
practice.
They don't practice, no.
We're talking about practice, man.
They don't practice. LeBron, that you can get into that talk. That's the burden of having the best player, of an era, is that he makes his own rules, and it's hard to argue with him. So yeah, the Cavs don't practice, and we heard that from Isaiah Thomas. And what's been a bummer for me is, like, I was hoping and expecting this kind of triumphant return from him, being injured and being slighted by the fucking scumbag Celtics. And then I was hoping he was going to have this, like, big shining comeback, and it's not been like that. It's been rocky. You can tell these guys aren't jiving. You're hearing stories about this team meeting where they all kind of sounds like blamed Kevin Love.
I was just going to say, ask Kevin Love how the feeling is being on that team. And before that, ask Chris Bosh. You suffer when LeBron is your teammate. You get to the finals, you get wins, but your personal numbers always suffer. And Isaiah Thomas, especially, like you said, without practice, how's he supposed to know how to play with these guys? How's anybody supposed to get better? Probably coming from the Celtics, where I'm sure they practice all the time, because Brad Stevens is like a psycho. So there's no way that they didn't practice in Boston.
Yeah. Like I said, that's a bummer because I'm a big Isaiah Thomas fan. I was trying to think, I think I'm more an Isaiah Thomas fan than I am a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, without being, without hating on him. So, like, I was really hoping for something nice for him coming back. He came out the other day and right to a reporter and said, like, what am I doing here if my intention shouldn't be to score and to make plays? I'm not like a go through me kind of guy.
No.
And it's hard to argue with him.
I thought it'd be nice having him on the Cavaliers to be another person to take a shot, because they always just give the ball back to LeBron or just, see what he wants to do. I just want another guy who's just like, give me the ball. Let's do this. Yeah, the knock on Isaiah is always going to be his size, and it's shitty to see him not fit into this system, but it's not working. And they're looking to plug some holes. You keep hearing that the Cavs are looking to pick up another guard, possibly trade Isaiah. They're looking at George Hill, Greg. Let me say this. I saw George Hill play in person about 2 weeks ago. Were his shorts too big in that game too? This guy couldn't be less interested in basketball right now, Greg. Like, swear to fucking God, he's looking around. He don't care. This guy's a check collector. You want him? The Kings are paying him a ton of money, and I'm sure they'd be happy to unload his contract. But I don't know if George Hill is your answer. God, in all honesty. No, I don't know any team that's ever called George Hill the answer. He played great for Utah at the beginning of last season, but then it just kind of changed, and he seemed not that into it. Not at all. So yeah, some shit going down in Cleveland, but that's to be expected. How long was that going to stay together? Especially once Kyrie left, somebody had to fill that void, and nobody was going to, and it's just not destined to be a good scene. Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to see if that changes come playoff time, or which of these guys are still Because they're playing ass clowns like the Wizards. So, I mean, you're going to get, if the Wizards make it, I mean, that's another team. We might as well talk about them for a minute. They're a disaster. I mean, it's not that just that their record is terrible, but like they don't lose or they don't win on the road. Like they have an awful road record. And it's just not a good team. That's not a group of players that I look at and I'm like, wow, this is great. I watched them play the Thunder, I think it was last week. That game was gross. The Thunder tore them up. I mean, the Wizards just looked awful. They looked slow. They look terrible, and now Wall is injured. Well, I guess he has been injured. Now he's actually getting the surgery. So that's what they always blame, this lingering injury that he had. That was the problem. The problem's not the chemistry of the team and the fact that him and Beal hate each other. None of that. It's, his knee was not feeling right, so he's going to get surgery. It's going to fix everything up. Team's going to get better. What the hell are they going to do while he's out? They're going to fall in the toilet. They're going to lose to Charlotte, God forbid. So it's just not going to be good in Washington.
Yeah. Another little bit of a story that took me by surprise, Greg, is the human cyborg hybrid known as Kawhi Leonard. He's surprisingly feeling human emotions and feeling detached from the Spurs, and it sounds like they're shopping him around. I'm going to trade Kawhi Leonard. Before the season began, my pick for MVP. You're going to trade Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, that's crazy because my pick for most improved player, Aldridge, is playing like the man. So they, maybe they're like, fuck it. Kawhi's injured. We got to move him. Keep things moving. They don't stay still in San Antonio. And besides the people that they keep around like Tim Duncan, they don't. Well, I guess in Manu and
Tony Parker,
and every other goddamn person's been there forever. They don't mind moving players in and out.
So rumors are that they're shopping Kawhi to Indiana Pacers.
How's Indiana doing such good shopping?
Someone's doing some work back there because a healthy Kawhi Leonard and Victor Oladipo, that's nasty. That's a good backcourt. So we'll see what happens there.
So. And they've been winning as it is in Indiana without, Kawhi. So, oh my God. You add the hell they call him, something tarantula.
Claw.
Yeah, the claw. It's Durantula. That's right. It's Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. We should talk about Kevin Durant real quick while we can. I don't want to double back to the Blake Griffin trade, but I laughed so hard yesterday when I sent you that picture of Kevin Durant wearing the Pistons shirt.
It's the one where he's in the field and he's like, kind of looking into the distance. You know the one. The
one when he was wearing when he moved to the Warriors and, his next chapter or whatever it was. It's just, they put him on any front runner and it just makes me laugh every time when people shit on Kevin Durant.
He's become quite an intriguing character these past few years.
He's been out of
Durant.
control. I know. I think in the time frame, I think so much happened between our last episode and this episode. I don't think we even addressed when he got thrown out of the game and when he was fighting the ref. And then after the game, he's like, yeah, no, I was acting like an asshole. Like he actually went back and looked at the video and he was like, it wasn't the ref's fault at all. It was me. And that's good. That's a little self-awareness. Yeah,
totally.
But damn, right. He's been something.
Yeah. Well, save it for another day.
Yeah, baby. Can't wait. Cole Cashwell, baby. Maybe we can get an interview with Cole Cashwell at some point. All right. Oh God. This, I'm talking. I've said it before. We got news, baby. And for this to be a story almost 20 minutes into the episode is amazing. Boogie Cousins. Boogie. Going down in what was it? Was it double overtime?
No, it was after that big game he had.
Just terrible. The guy was putting up numbers, huge numbers. You had him picked to be like convict of the year or whatever it was, to get thrown out of the most games. Well, now he's really thrown out of the most games. He's down because of you. and your lack of faith. His ACL blew out, and that's one of my biggest fears in life. Like, I wouldn't call myself an athlete. I wouldn't say that I do a lot, but I worry occasionally about something happening to my ACL. So to watch him go down like that, a huge dude, just writhing in pain and knowing that, you know, he can't walk, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Couldn't imagine.
Yep, that's a season changer for the Pelicans, who were starting to gel a little bit and looked playoff bound. He put up a huge...
I want somebody to gel. I was so pissed. I don't want the Warriors to win. I want somebody to come up and I want somebody to punch him in the goddamn face. And I want to say, you stupid Warrior ass, get out of here. We're tired of your mouth, Draymond. We're tired of your stupid bullshit double dribbling crap there, Curry. And I don't even know what the hell else. I don't like Durant's attitude. I don't like any of them. I want someone to beat them. And I was excited. There was an up-and-coming team, and they looked good. They were going to trade for some people. And he just goes down, and that's it. And that's freaking it.
Yep. I don't think they were going to beat the Warriors.
I don't think so either, but now you can talk some shit.
But,
yeah, got that call.
Looks like the Pelicans are going to trade for Mirotic, who is possibly going to go to the Jazz. They're looking to plug a hole. So that sucks. He put up a huge stat line a couple games before he got injured, Greg. It was 44 points, 24 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. It was double overtime. They won. Hadn't been done since 72 when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did it. Just big stats for Boogie. And speedy recovery. Hope he gets better soon. Not this season, though. He's out.
He finally posted something. Yeah, absolutely. He's out. They said, 10 to 12 months. So that's into the start of next season. Or if it's 12 months, halfway through next season. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yep, that's a shitty one.
Hard thing to come back from, too. People come back from more injuries now. You don't really think about it like that, but it's a lot of goddamn work. Kobe came back from it twice, remember?
Yep. That's what, I think after the second one's when he became, kind of...
Oh, yeah. You can't be explosive with freaking twice torn ACL. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to Double Drivel. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg with my co-host JT. You can find us on Twitter at Double Dribblers. And before we went to break, we were talking about Boogie Cousins, and we got an update from the Double Drivel medical staff here, and it turns out that it was Boogie's Achilles, not his ACL. So we hope him to have a speedy recovery. Recovering from an Achilles injury, which is much more scary to me than an ACL. I don't know why, but in my head, it is. And the medical staff here assures me that it's much worse. So
yeah, turns out it's an entirely different part of the body. Also,
yeah, it's strange, damnedest thing. So is his Achilles. Yeah. And now moving on, we have a story about a man who lost his job. He's a former great, I think you could say. Am I wrong, JT?
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Definitely a Hall of Famer, especially in the NBA. I feel like it's a lower bar for Hall of Fame, but he'd still get in. Good player. Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd fired by the Bucks. Now they say he didn't get along with management. They say this, they say that. You know what I say? The guy wasn't winning. Guy's got a player, maybe in the prime of his life, got a good team around him, and they're just not winning. So that'll get you fired all day. I don't care who you are. I don't care how famous you are or what your legacy is. Jason Kidd, take a hike. You're not winning. So were you surprised?
I was surprised. It was kind of weird to hear about how he personally learned about it. He heard from Giannis himself. Giannis told him on the telephone. I think it was 5 or 10 minutes before he got the official call. So that's got to be a little awkward too.
Yeah, a little bit. And just that alone, you can tell he was tight with the players, especially the best player on the team. That's something you would dream for with some coaches.
The player's coach. It's what everyone used to say about him. At least that's what you would always read.
Yeah.
But you would also read that he was kind of, he would kind of run these overcomplicated plays, and he wasn't that great with, managing the clock, and chose some strange rotations at times. And, I guess it all caught up to him. But
doesn't he look lost sometimes when you watch him?
He does. He does. And that shady ass thing, I'll never forget he did, that fake spilling of the glass of
nice.
The cup with the ice in it. Remember that?
Yeah, that's a good move.
I guess. I mean, wasn't my favorite thing, but
well, I'm sure between the two of us, if somebody does something a little fucking shady on the sideline, I bet I'm going to enjoy it long before you are. I'm going to have to say that it's probably a definite.
Yeah. So Jason Kidd, 86th. It's be interesting to see who they replace him with.
Yeah, they got some interim guy like they always do, and whatever. It's not Jason Kidd, so I don't even know who it is. Could have done the homework and looked up his name, but yeah, details. So they'll find somebody in the offseason, they'll pay him too much money, they'll act like he's going to fix the problem, and it's it's the Bucks, so nothing will get better, and they'll lose Giannis to free agency when the time comes up, and
You don't know that, you fuck. You don't know that. Maybe Giannis is going to stay small market.
Yes, JT.
Westbrook did it. Westbrook did it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Suck an egg.
Speaking of Westbrook, him and
filthy.
Embiid going at it the other night. Let's just get to it for a second.
All right. That was so good.
It was so good. And you know what? I'm tired of this. Like, oh my God, he dunked on somebody. Oh my God. Everybody gets dunked on in the NBA now. You get dunked on all the time. And he did not get dunked on. Westbrook was trying to get there for the charge. He was there and he took that shit like the man that he is. So it wasn't like it was some like he dunked on his head kind of moment. Like he didn't go up to block it. He didn't do shit. Like Embiid is so far up his own ass, it's unbelievable.
Totally agree.
And then at the end of the game, they're about to win, and Westbrook just staring motherfucker down. Just staring him. Just dribbling the ball, staring bitches down. That's the man right there.
Yep, that was sick. And with what you were saying, if you dunk on a guy that's smaller than you, fuck off. I mean,
substantially smaller and not going for the block. That's the point.
Yeah.
You get destroyed if you're going up for the block and the guy just fucking owns you. That's when it's like, oh my God, look what just happened. Not a guy going to get him for a charge and got his hands across his chest. Oh my God. Oh, you got him. Oh, Embiid, you nasty. Maybe if you can play 2 games in a row, you can show me what'll happen next game.
It's like circumstances be damned. If you hit the ground for whatever reason, like Westbrook did trying to draw the charge, if you hit the ground for any reason, it's like, oh my God.
It gets wild, and then people getting all crazy. People posting shit on Instagram with filters on like it was a great dunk. Get the fuck out of here.
You dunk on someone smaller than you, that's not a poster. That's not like you snatched his soul or whatever the fuck they say. It's, oh wow. You did like a high percentage play and you got 2 points. Suck a dick.
Yeah. And for later on, for Westbrook to come back, he had a nasty dunk later on in the game. And, he stared some people down as he does, and he walked away. So that's his move. But yeah, a lot of fun watching that guy play. And, I got no beef with the 76ers. If they want to ball against the Thunder all the time and they want to fight and they want to get down and talk some shit, I will watch every time.
Yeah. I'll watch any Thunder game just to see Westbrook in action because he's masterful.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, for a small market, that's great that they have him. Just so great. They used to have this other guy who was great too, but he was kind of a narcissist, so it's fine now. All right. Trade deadline. You concerned? You got a guy in the chopping block. One of your beloved guys.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to shop my man Rodney Hood out of there. I don't know. The Jazz haven't made any moves at trade deadline past couple years, but post phone slapping out of your hand, Rodney Hood seems to be ready to be moved. So I'll be curious. Let's see what they get for him.
We watched Rodney Hood turn heel.
I still have my Rodney Hood shirt. I'll always have my Rodney Hood Prince of Threes shirt, but I'm prepared for the worst because I am a fan.
So that shirt will bring us to another topic I know we want to talk about because we can get back to the trade stuff. But you said you have a Rodney Hood shirt, huh?
I do.
So Rodney Hood, he could change teams. And then you have a Rodney Hood shirt that doesn't really have the team on it. But stay with me here because this works great. So if you had a Rodney Hood shirt and it was a Utah Jazz shirt, that wouldn't make any sense anymore if he gets moved to like Denver or Atlanta or some other hellhole. So you'd love to have some sort of guarantee on that shirt, wouldn't you?
Some type of assurance, if you will.
Yeah, if there was some sort of like, I don't know, jersey assurance program. Well, our good friends at Fanatics, who I guess, just to be transparent, is a competitor of mine. I don't know if they know they're a competitor of mine, but I know they're a competitor of mine. The good folks at Fanatics have an NBA jersey assurance program, and that's basically to back up your purchase of a jersey. There's been a lot of moving throughout the league lately, a lot of players going around, and you end up with a jersey for a guy who doesn't play there anymore. And they're going to let you trade that back to them within 3 months of your purchase, and you can get another player or their jersey from the team that you like for a player that's actually still on the team. So I think that's a nice little thing. 3 months is a very generous time frame too.
I like this. This is great. It just seems like a very decent thing to do. I can't wait for there's gonna be an instance of someone with the worst fucking luck, and it's gonna go like this. I just went out and I bought a Blake Griffin jersey. Fuck, they traded him. All right, I'm gonna return it for a DeAndre Jordan jersey. Jesus Christ, they just traded DeAndre Jordan. I gotta bring this one back. Good thing I still have Lou Williams, my favorite player. Turns out okay, so you're like, it's going to be funny because someone hopefully will keep one receipt of, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it sounds like a good thing because.
And then you have to get one that says Rivers and then hope that they don't get rid of Austin and Doc at the same time. You might get double time into that. Yeah, it's just terrible.
It's good. It's like a good. Because those jerseys just become like nostalgia pieces once they are traded. So if for people that aren't into that, I think it is a pretty decent program to have.
Yeah, great idea, like you said. What else are you concerned about with the trade deadline looming? The Cavs, everybody says, have to make a move. We talked about them getting rid of Kevin Love or Isaiah Thomas. They probably have to do something, but who knows if they're going to. That team's shot. I don't think they're one player away from winning anyway. I think it's over.
I want Isaiah Thomas to find a home somewhere. Let this guy settle down. I don't want to miss out on some great basketball from him because he's just getting put in these shitty situations.
He did. He had a great home. He was in Boston.
Yeah.
And they did him dirty. Just they did him so filthy. Dirty.
Yeah. They did him the shame.
So yeah, I don't like that, and I know you don't like that, but that's business, as they say. So what are you gonna do?
Yep.
All right, JT. You know what time it is?
I have a feeling.
I think I know what time it is too, and it's my favorite time. It is time for predictions. All right. You can go first, my friend.
All right. Greg, who makes the playoffs first? Pistons or Clippers?
Ooh. Definitely the Pistons.
Fuck you. No, I don't think so.
Clippers are ass.
I don't think either one's making it this year, but next
Pistons
year.
8th seed, no doubt.
All right, well, let it be known.
You heard it here.
Do not agree.
What's the over-under Blake Griffin finishes the season not injured? Yeah, you're like, that's good.
What's the line? I don't think it's cold in Detroit, Greg. It's cold. I don't think that's good for your circulation and overall.
Because even in that Rod Stewart video, I'm sure there's a can of fire everybody's gathered around somewhere because it's so cold.
Yeah, there's a reason they're singing around a barrel that's on fire.
Yeah, if you got a barrel of fire in places that do that, it's cold.
Damn. I think it's more than likely that he will not finish the season healthy. But damn,
that would just be awful. That would be very Detroit for him to just blow out his knee like he's never blown it out.
I hope that doesn't happen, but
a Paul George leg breaking type situation.
Let's hope not. But dang,
his dog gets shot. No.
He hasn't had a lot of luck.
No. So tough. But hey, that's why they play the games, right? Because you never know.
Never know.
All right. Well, great episode, JT.
Yes, sir. Liking it.
We're going to be back next week with another episode. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at Double Dribblers, or you can email us at doubledrivelpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the show on iTunes, Podbean, or Google Play. And until next week, we'll see you on the internet.